Okay. Pioneers. Everybody still here? All right. Well, thank you guys for your eyes and ears, for sure. I think at this point, I'm going to open it up to any questions and answers. So if you have any questions, please feel free. Right here in front.
How many fathers did you interview, and did they all end up in the final film?
How many fathers were interviewed in total? 12 fathers, 2 mothers. In the film, it's about 7 people, and the book is all 14. Yes, go ahead.
What was your biggest challenge in this project?
My biggest challenge in this project? I'm glad you asked that. The biggest challenge, there's several. I'll just put out a few. The biggest challenge was not knowing how to do any of this. That's for starters. This is the first time I've even sat in front of a Mac. I don't use a Mac. I use a PC, right? I work in schools, we use Dell and PC. So that was the first thing, just putting it together, right? The second thing was financing it. It all came out of this pocket. So, there was no GoFundMe or anything like that. So it just took some time to kind of put it together. And the next biggest challenge was who to cut out, what to cut out. And that's still, a work in progress together. So. So go here and I see it.
Where did you get the inspiration to do this?
The inspiration to do it?
Yeah, what made you want to do
Okay.
this?
I'm glad you asked that question. The inspiration to do it, if you can think back to August of 2014, I want to say. 2014, August 2014, there was a young man in Ferguson, Missouri named Michael Brown who was shot and killed by the police. So I was watching that whole thing unfold on the news, CNN or something like that. And, they go through they had the big protest that turned into, uprising out there in Ferguson, right? And CNN and Fox News or whoever it was, ABC or NBC, they kind of blamed the riots on Michael Brown's father and his stepfather, saying, well, hey, if they were around, this wouldn't have happened. Not to mention the fact that the officer killed Michael Brown, right? Just absolved officers of all wrongdoing, but they said, hey, well, if they're the reason why this riot, this protest turned into a riot. They're inciting the riot. And I took that personally. I just knew that there was more to that story. And basically what I took it as is saying that, black men are irresponsible, black fathers are irresponsible. And look, see, this is the cause, this is symptomatic of their irresponsibility. I just knew that not to be true. Just based on the people that's in my life and the people that I hang around with, associate with, and know, I just knew that wasn't the full picture, so I wanted to provide again a counter narrative to what was going on TV. I see it now. I saw somebody's hand here, and then but I come back to it.
How do you choose your subjects?
How did I choose a subject? I knew a little bit about everybody's story, and just wanted to give them the opportunity to expound on it. So I had an inkling of everybody's story, because most of the people in there, I'm cool with. All the people in there I'm cool with. And I just wanted them to tell their story.
So there were some things that you had to cut out, and some, second sides to the story. What made you feel like they didn't go along with what you were trying to portray?
Basically, how did I figure out what to cut out? Just watch it over and 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 over, right? So the more I watch it, the more I say, okay, well, I could leave this out, I can include this or include that. And it just, process, really, it's almost like if you write an essay, how do you know what to include in your essay versus what to not include? You have to proofread it, maybe get somebody else to look at it, they give you some feedback. You look at it again, you look at it when you wake up, look at it when you go to sleep. Next thing you know, okay, I have a pretty decent package that I want to turn in. That's kind of the same process, no different. Here you, yes. Which father do I most relate to? That's a good question. I relate to all of them in a certain way. I can't say that I relate to one the most, but I can see kind of pieces of myself in all of them. And I think that I relate to all of them. And these are also people, again, that I'm, associated with. So not only just their story, but I relate to them on a personal, individual basis, individual level. But I don't have one. I can just say, oh, it's Tim. No, I just no. Sorry. Dr. Woods.
Two questions. One is, how does this connect, and as much as you want to answer, with your relationship with your father? Because usually there's some of, reasons why you choose. And the second one is, how would you use this in a curriculum in the class?
Okay. Great questions. How does this connect with me and my relationship? Well, I think it connects. There's a connection there. My dad and me, my dad and I are still connected, to this day. So having his examples, not always the right examples, but still having his examples helped me to put this together, because I knew when I saw the thing with Mike Brown and his father and stepfather, and they were saying that, the irresponsibility of these men caused this, I just knew that not to be the case, because my dad was hands-on with me and my brothers. Hands-on, and it's still very active, right? So I knew that not to be the case. I knew that wasn't the case. And I knew some of my friends that wasn't the case for us too as fathers. So that was how that connects. The second, how to put it into a curriculum, I'm still trying to work on that right now. How do we put this into a curriculum, particularly for African American studies? Firstly, this idea of the counter-narrative and telling our story that's different from the dominant narrative. How do we take this and put that into that? I'm still working on that. That's a work in progress right now. I'm open to suggestions from the experts. Yes?
What, in your opinion, was the most meaningful message from the parents? What are the parents that you spoke to?
The most meaningful message from the parents?
Right.
Being present
Yes.
and being there. You can't, no amount of gifts or toys or something like that can take away from you just being physically there. Even in situations where you may not live in the same house, but creating a presence is important. So I think that was the biggest story, because this modern day parenting scenarios are not always cut and dry. It's not always a nuclear family like the Brady Bunch or the Cosby Show. It's not like that. So we're still navigating these nuances, but being there is important. Yes.
When you think about the fact that you had your father,
Yep.
have you ever thought if you had
Yep.
the lessons that it would have been taken away?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think?
Well, if I didn't have a father, I'm not sure where that would have put me. I'm not sure what lessons I would have learned, but I had to learn probably a lot of stuff on my own. All the man things, like learning how to tie a tie, learning how to shave, those types of things. Those are the types of things that I got, in addition to hard work and discipline, that type of thing. So I don't know what I would not have gotten, but I know what I did get. Yes.
In the film, they asked what their definition of the ideal father was. What was your definition of the ideal father?
Ideal, present, and responsible. Being there and being present and being responsible. And responsibility is set guidelines, parameters that this is what we do, this is what we don't do. I think that's just a good start. And from there, we can build from there, but those are some of the things that I think I really need to do. I'm working on that. Working on a way to how to share it against all the learning process. I know the young people today like to stream things, right? Nobody wants a DVD. Like, what's a DVD? So I don't know how to do that quite yet. I'm sure I can Google it, right? So I'm working on that. I'm working on all of that so we can hopefully have something delivered for Father's Day of 2018. Do you know the answer to how to stream?
My son does. He's coming to play it.
Oh, cool. All right.
Be up tonight.
Yes.
What do you think your purpose of in documentary?
Can you
And
read that on my staff?
what was your initial purpose on making this documentary work? And is it, do you plan to share it with students, or do you want to keep it others in the community?
Good question. Good question. The purpose for me doing it was I wanted to do it. You know, I mean, I wanted to put my opinion out there the same way that Fox News would put their opinion out there. I may not have the name or the platform, but as a person who is conscientious and a conscientious consumer, and a person who's about actions, I wanted to do it for myself, you know, or for people that are kind of, you know, in the circle. And then the next question was, I want to take it to the community, personally, communities. I'm not necessarily interested in the Oscars or, you know, that type of stuff, if that comes. But more than anything, how can we start to affect change in communities of color? Once it goes there, then it's just going to grow organically, hopefully. Paris.
I have two questions also. The first one is, did you feel that any of your concepts of fatherhood evolved through this process? And the second question is, one of the gentlemen in the film remarked that men don't often talk in an intimate way. They talk about things or whatever.
Yeah.
Did you grow closer to your friends that were featured through this project?
Okay, good question. Yes, we all grew a little closer together, definitely. So yeah, the people that were featured in it, like, kind of brought us a little closer together, for sure. And then
Evolved.
my concept of fatherhood definitely has evolved, because people have asked me, well, how come you didn't look at same-sex fathers? Or how come you didn't use left-handed fathers, or how come you didn't lose, you know? So people have asked me those questions, and I was like, I didn't think of that. So yes, my concept has evolved because other people have brought things to my attention. Unfortunately, I can't add everything, but yes, it has evolved as a result of this. And I think also that what's involved is the importance of what mothers, grandmothers, and aunts and stuff, like, you know, the female, the yin and the yang, what their roles and what they have done. I think that's involved too, because everybody in here mentioned, if not on tape, mentioned to me the impact that their mother had on them. Regardless of what their father was there or not, mothers always had a close, you know, connection with the guys. So that helped me to see some things too.
Do you have a book that you're selling here today?
Right.
Yes, in the back. So, I'm sorry, I didn't mention that. I apologize for that. The project started off as a book project. We just happened to film it. So yes, the book, the Pioneer Bookstore, and those in the back here are selling the book, and I apologize for that. I apologize for that oversight, not mentioning that. Yeah. But if you are interested in finding out about the book and getting more in-depth into the book and in-depth into the stories, please take a look at the book in the back.
Okay, so this, what's the next project? It's the next piece of this. So we're like a follow-up to this.
That's a good question. What's the next? Is there a follow-up to this? I'm not sure if I want to do a follow-up to this or not. I have some other things I'd like to do. And I think the next thing for me would be some of the children. That's my next immediate thing I can see in my head. I'm not sure. We'll see how far this goes, and we'll see what happens as a result. But I know the next step for me personally, I already have some things in the work for kids.
All right.
With no further questions, then thank you guys.